In the previous episode, Isaiah confronted King Ahaz during a military crisis and offered him any sign from heaven or earth. Ahaz refused, already planning to invite Assyria into the region. Despite this rejection, Isaiah delivered the prophecy of Emmanuel, God with us, and glimpsed a future king whose government and peace would have no end. Now, decades later, the Assyrian Empire that Ahaz invited has become the monster at the gate. The year is 701 before the Common Era. Ahaz is dead. His son Hezekiah sits on the throne of Judah. Unlike his father, Hezekiah has tried to serve the Lord. He has torn down the high places where foreign gods were worshipped. He has restored the temple. He has led the nation in reform. But now everything he has built is about to be tested. The Assyrian king Sennacherib has come with his armies. The northern kingdom of Israel is already gone. 10 years earlier, the Assyrians destroyed Samaria and scattered its people across the empire. The warnings Isaiah gave a generation ago have come true. The coalition that Rezin and Pekah tried to build has been crushed. Syria is no more. Israel is no more. And now Sennacherib turns his attention south. He sweeps through Judah like a flood. City after city falls. 46 fortified towns are captured. 200,000 people are taken captive. The countryside is devastated. Sennacherib himself later boasts on his royal annals, "I shut up Hezekiah like a caged bird in his royal city, Jerusalem." The Assyrian army camps outside the walls. Inside the city, the people wait. Sennacherib sends his officers to deliver a message. 3 Assyrian officials stand below the walls and call out in Hebrew so that everyone can hear. The Rabshakeh, the chief spokesman, raises his voice. "Say to Hezekiah, 'Thus says the great king, the king of Assyria. On what do you rest this trust of yours?'" The question is meant to mock. What could a tiny kingdom possibly trust that would save it from the greatest military power on earth? Do you think that mere words are strategy and power for war? In whom do you now trust that you have rebelled against me? The Rabshakeh answers his own question. You are trusting in Egypt, that broken reed of a staff, which will pierce the hand of any man who leans on it. Egypt has promised help. Egypt always promises help. But Egypt is far away, and its armies are weak. Everyone knows this. But if you say to me, "We trust in the Lord our God," is it not he whose high places and altars Hezekiah has removed? This is a calculated insult. The Rabshakeh has done his research. He knows about Hezekiah's religious reforms. He twists them into evidence of betrayal, suggesting that Hezekiah has offended his own God by destroying places of worship. The Assyrian continues, "Come now, make a wager with my master the king of Assyria. I will give you 2,000 horses if you are able on your part to set riders on them." The taunt is brutal. Judah is so weak that even if Assyria gave them war horses, they could not find enough trained soldiers to ride them. Then comes the theological attack. Has any of the gods of the nations ever delivered his land out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim, Hena, and Ivah? Have they delivered Samaria out of my hand? A litany of destroyed kingdoms. A parade of defeated gods. Who among all the gods of the lands have delivered their lands out of my hand, that the Lord should deliver Jerusalem out of my hand? The challenge is direct. Your God is just one more idol on a list we have crushed. He will fare no better than the rest. The people on the walls say nothing. Hezekiah has ordered silence. There will be no negotiation, no response. Inside the palace, Hezekiah tears his clothes and puts on sackcloth. He sends messengers to find Isaiah. The king's message is desperate. This day is a day of distress, of rebuke, and of disgrace. Children have come to the point of birth, and there is no strength to bring them forth. Hezekiah knows he is out of options. The city is surrounded. The enemy is overwhelming. The only possible help lies beyond human power. It may be that the Lord your God heard all the words of the Rabshakeh, whom his master the king of Assyria has sent to mock the living God, and will rebuke the words that the Lord your God has heard. Isaiah's response comes quickly. Thus says the Lord, do not be afraid because of the words that you have heard, with which the servants of the king of Assyria have reviled me. Behold, I will put a spirit in him, so that he shall hear a rumor and return to his own land, and I will make him fall by the sword in his own land. The impossible promise. The massive army outside the gates will simply leave. The invincible king will be killed in his own palace. But Sennacherib is not finished. He sends another message, this time in writing. Thus shall you speak to Hezekiah king of Judah. Do not let your God in whom you trust deceive you by promising that Jerusalem will not be given into the hand of the king of Assyria. Behold, you have heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all lands, devoting them to destruction. And shall you be delivered? The letter repeats the same argument, the same list of crushed nations, the same logical conclusion. Resistance is futile. Hezekiah takes the letter and goes to the temple. He spreads it out before the Lord. O Lord, the God of Israel, enthroned above the cherubim, you are the God, you alone of all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. Hezekiah begins with theology. He establishes who he is talking to. Not a local deity among many, the Creator, the only true God. Incline your ear, O Lord, and hear. Open your eyes, O Lord, and see, and hear the words of Sennacherib, which he has sent to mock the living God. The prayer acknowledges the insult. Sennacherib has not merely threatened Judah, he has mocked the living God. Truly, O Lord, the kings of Assyria have laid waste the nations and their lands, and have cast their gods into the fire. For they were not gods, but the work of men's hands, wood and stone. Therefore they were destroyed. So now, O Lord our God, save us, please, from his hand, that all the kingdoms of the earth may know that you, O Lord, are God alone. Isaiah sends his answer. Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, because you have prayed to me concerning Sennacherib king of Assyria, this is the word that the Lord has spoken concerning him. The prophecy that follows is fierce and magnificent. She despises you, she scorns you, the virgin daughter of Zion. She wags her head behind you, the daughter of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the city Sennacherib thought he had caged, will look back at his retreating armies and laugh. Whom have you mocked and reviled? Against whom have you raised your voice and lifted your eyes to the heights? Against the Holy One of Israel. The Assyrian has made a fatal mistake. He thought he was dealing with another petty tribal deity. He was dealing with the Creator of the universe. By your servants you have mocked the Lord, and you have said, with my many chariots I have gone up the heights of the mountains, to the far recesses of Lebanon. I cut down its tallest cedars, its choicest cypresses. Sennacherib has boasted of his conquests. He has claimed credit for every victory. But the Lord reveals the truth. Have you not heard that I determined it long ago? I planned from days of old what now I bring to pass, that you should turn fortified cities into heaps of ruins. Assyrians' victories were not Assyria's doing. God himself gave those nations into Assyrian hands. The empire is a tool, not a master. Because you have raged against me, and your complacency has come into my ears, I will put my hook in your nose, and my bit in my mouth, and I will turn you back on the way by which you came. The conqueror will be led away like an animal with a ring through its nose. Then the sign for Hezekiah. This year eat what grows of itself, and in the second year what springs of the same. Then in the third year sow and reap and plant vineyards and eat their fruit. The land has been devastated. Recovery will take years, but recovery will come. And the surviving remnant of the house of Judah shall again take root downward and bear fruit upward. For out of Jerusalem shall go a remnant, and out of Mount Zion a band of survivors. The stump will sprout. As for the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, or shoot an arrow there, or come before it with a shield, or cast up a siege mound against it. By the way that he came, by the same he shall return, and he shall not come into this city, declares the Lord. For I will defend this city to save it, for my own